there. Tonight we're here at Stokes Honda North. We're going to be taking a look for the next 24 hours at the Honda Pilot Touring with navigation system. This vehicle's got one heck of a pack for a punch right here with this SUV, full size, right here at Stokes Honda North. It's a great selection, it's a great vehicle, and you're going to see a lot of great features on this video with me. So stay tuned for the next few minutes as we browse through the all-new Pilot. Here we go. Well, good morning. Starting our little Honda Pilot vlog today, as I would say, and I'm getting ready to head out. Just dropped my daughter off at school, and now it's time to take the Honda Pilot to somewhere that's a little different, as I would say. Not the car dealership and not in a mall parking lot. Let's look at it somewhere with a beautiful backdrop. All right, so you know, with the Honda Pilot, when you get on inside, before we get to our location, I want to go over a couple quick little features here. You know, first thing you want to do, you know, it's got a smart key with the car, as you can see right here. You know, this key doesn't have to be in your pocket. It doesn't have to be in your purse. It could be just laying right there. It doesn't have to go in an ignition anymore, right? So as long as the key's in the car, put your foot down on the brake, hit that start-stop engine button. As you can see the color of it right now, right? It's kind of a white indigo color. When the car's alive and cranked up, it turns to red. So I thought that was kind of neat. And as you can see, your nav screen cuts on, looking nice and pretty. It's high definition. And one thing that might catch you off guard a little bit while first getting in the Pilot is right down here. This is definitely different. Buttons, as they say, right? That's what the sales guy said, and it's got buttons. I'm like, buttons? What do you mean buttons? So anyways, park's right there. You just press that button. If I want to put it in reverse, just click that button, neutral, and then drive. So hang tight with me as I pull out our driveway here. Super cool feature. I love the backup camera. Gives you a really great view of what's going on behind you, which is nice. Once we want to put it back in drive, we just want to hit that button right there. That puts it back in drive. Your screen goes back to whatever preview was on there, stuff like that. And I do like how, you know, it displays the mile per hour right there for you. That's nice. Now, there's a button down here I want to just briefly show you. It's got an A. Can y'all see that? There we go. It's got an A right there, off and on. Now, right now I got it on, okay? But I'm going to show you in this middle screen here. Let's take a look. If I cut it off, you can see on the bottom right there, you can see right down there, there's a little A, okay? When I cut the button, you'll see the screen. It's going to tell me auto, engine, idle, stop, was disabled or enabled. Auto, engine, stop, disabled or enabled. Anyways, so right now this feature is, let's see, all right, disabled with the light on, enabled when the light is off. That makes sense, okay? Now what that feature does is basically when you put the vehicle in, when you stop at a stop sign like we're doing right now, there's a stop sign right there. When you stop at the stop sign, the vehicle, it will literally shut the engine off on the car. Okay, now when I slightly take my foot down here, if you can see that, when I slightly take my foot off like that, the engine cranks right on back up. So you'll notice a lot of technology like that if you've ever driven a hybrid car. And you know, it's a good way to be able to save on fuel economy. And look at that beautiful little lake we got in our neighborhood right here, which is just gorgeous to get to come out and see that every day. And we do a little fishing there with the kids and stuff like that. But I really enjoy being able to bring cars to my house. You know, my neighbors come over and check them out, and they're always like, man, Chad's always got a different car out in the driveway. And that's how they know I work with Stokes in the car business, you know. And anyways, So we're going to head out on our destination. We're here off of Highway 61 in Charleston, South Carolina. Highway 61, if you don't know about it, is pretty, it's historic, okay? It's historic. This is where all the plantations were at here in the Carolinas. And, you know, you got the Drayton Hall Plantation, Middleton Plantation, Middleton Place, you know, horseback riding stables, all that. And Middleton Place is actually where I'm taking you at right now to take a look at the exterior and interior. Now, I just turned my right blinker on because I'm getting over in the right lane. As you can see, there's a camera on the rear view mirror over there. Or not on the rear view mirror, but that mirror right there has got a camera on it. And when you put your blinker on to get on the right hand side, the camera comes on. So that's also another nice feature. All right, everybody, we're on our main highway now, going to this remote location, as I would call it. So stay tuned with us. The next scene will be at the location. All right, everybody, so you've seen some of the beauty of the Pilot just a few moments ago on camera. Now I want to show you what the Pilot actually does in movement, because, you know, I've heard people on reviews saying that, you know, the Pilot with this particular model having the 9-speed automatic transmission, that the power seems to be lagging from maybe first to second gear, somewhere in that realm. So stay with me. I'm going to take the vehicle down this dirt road and see how is the power, and is it lagging like people say? I'm just curious. Let's check it out. All right, now I know you can't necessarily see me right now talking, but I'm walking over to the Pilot now. I'm going to take it down this gravel road and see what kind of power she's got. I'm not going to get up on the horsepower too hard, but we're going to see what it does. Let's turn our music down, turn our AC off, or turn the fans down, and let's put it in drive. Let's take it down this road for just a minute, see what it's got going on. The suspension feels great. I mean, it really feels good. It's not really bumpy at all. And I may lose audio in just a second here. It's not bad on power. I mean, I didn't get to literally mash down the gas pedal too hard. Don't want to scare some of these horseback rider kids. But let's go down and get some cool shots of it and see what's going on. So power's not bad. It feels pretty good for the most part. The real test will be taking it up on the highway and giving it a run for its money. So everybody, what is it about the Honda Pilot, this big lovable SUV that just everybody loves so much? Moms seem to pick the Pilot over the Odyssey minivan. You know, what is it? I've asked my wife a few questions over the last day of checking out this beautiful car. I said, you know, Nicole, what is it about the Pilot that you like, or what is it that you don't like? And, you know, she had various reasons. You know, we looked at the Honda Odyssey just 2 days prior before checking out the Pilot. And sometimes I like to switch it up on my wife a little bit and show her the Odyssey, then bring in the Pilot and say, okay, give me your opinions right now. Well, first of all, she loved the look of the Pilot. I mean, it is a gorgeous vehicle. There's no doubt about it, okay? Great looking car. It doesn't have that minivan look like the Odyssey. So that's definitely a given on the Honda Pilot, right? She said power. She's like, I don't know if it had enough power. And I explained to her, well, what is it about the power that you're thinking on the Pilot here doesn't compensate like the Odyssey did when you checked that out? Well, she said, Chad, she's like, when pulling out the neighborhood, it felt like it had some lag when I was going to the grocery store. And I said, well, let me tell you first of all a little bit of information about that. It's got a 9-speed automatic transmission in it. And I've read reviews about people talking from first to second gear, a little bit of lag there. Now personally, I didn't feel a whole lot of lag when driving it, but I'm a man. I press down on the gas pedal, I get up and go. And she said, Chad, I just want to make sure that if harm were to come our way while in the vehicle, that I can mash that gas pedal down and get up and go and get out of harm's way. And I assured her you could do that. And I told her, watch this video the next day or so after I do it so I can show you just what we got going on there. So I think it does have the power. It's got a 3.5 liter V6 under the hood that produces 280 horsepower, which really is a lot of horsepower, 280 in a vehicle that size. So that's a pretty decent amount of power. Our luxury line vehicle with Acura, the MDX, you know, it had 300 horsepower and 280 foot-pounds of torque. This one's just a little bit less on the torque, but then has 280 horsepower. So still plenty of power. You know, and you don't have to get the 9-speed automatic transmission. If you go with just a regular Honda Pilot, you can get a 6-speed automatic that may have a lot more jump when getting up and going out of first gear. But let's check it out for ourselves and see right now on this video. You know, like I said earlier, the suspension feels great going down roads like this. It's not bumpy. It handles well. Like, check this out. You got some kind of rivets and different things going on the road. Feels really nice. It definitely can handle going down some dirt roads and things like that. Turning radius is nice. I mean, I was able to just kind of turn it around right in here like this. So that felt good. Not bad. All right, let's hop out real quick and get some shots of this beautiful car right here. All right, so before we check out some of the power on the main highway, you just saw a few shots cruising right here at Middleton Place on those gravel roads. That felt really nice, and I wasn't able to really mash the gas pedal down like I wanted to, but you know, it had a good feel about it. The suspension felt great while cruising down some of those gravel roads, so I don't think you'll have a problem with that, and the turning radius was nice. Now again, this is an all-wheel drive model, so it definitely is going to outperform on the versus the front-wheel drive model for sure. Now let's take a look at the front end real quickly here and look at some of the lighting features that we have. Well, first of all, you know, a big thing that you'll be able to notice on this car right off the get-go during day or night is that beautiful illumination going around on that headlight from top around to the side right there, as you can see. You know, this kind of gives it like an eyebrow effect, which just makes it so much more aggressive looking, but then gives it a nice luxury class look to it. Headlights are projector headlamps right in there, which are super bright. You don't have xenon headlamps on this particular car, but the halogen projectors look great and also do a great job at brightening the road at night. Your blinker is right down there, and then you do have a really nice fog light on the bottom bumper to kind of illuminate the bottom ground there when you're driving down the road. You know, one thing that I'd like to point out is chrome on vehicles. You know, sometimes there's too much chrome going on a car, but Honda seems to do a good job at giving it just the right amount. And as you can see, the chrome kind of rolls right through the headlight there and just wraps on down into the front fascia or the grille, which looks really good. And a nice looking Honda logo there as well. And you can't pass up the Stokes Honda plate. That's always nice. So let's keep looking around. I do want to point out the wheels for just a minute because, you know, rims are definitely a factor. Honda always makes their wheels look like they're in motion, as you can see. They always got kind of a spin effect to them. Now this particular wheel or your alloy rim here is a machine face rim. So it's not chrome, it's not painted silver, it's machine face, if you can kind of see right in there. And I'm telling you, when the light hits it at night, it really looks good. And it looks good right now as well. And it's got kind of a gunmetal finish painted on the insides of the wheels. You do have Continental tires, or a 245/50 series. And again, that rim is a 20-inch in size. So that's a big wheel on the Honda Pilot. But hey, this vehicle can definitely handle a set of 20s. Not bad at all. When your rear view mirror, or not rear view, but your side mirrors on the car do got the blinkers. Your mirror on the other side has a camera in it, so you can see when you're trying to get over. We've added some window tint to it at Stokes Honda North. You know, you can get them without window tint on the front. The Pilot will come standard with window tint right throughout the back going around the car. Nice color, I'm liking that, looks really good. Rear end of the Pilot looks nice. You know, the headlights look good. There's a party in the front. There's always going to be a party in the back with Honda. You do have LED lighting right through here, so at nighttime they're super bright when going down the road. It really brightens up things a whole lot. So not bad at all. Got a third brake light right up top there. A little fishtail or a shark's fin for your XM satellite radio, which is already on in this particular car. And then again, it's a touring all-wheel drive, and I'm gonna tell you, the all-wheel drive is gonna come in nice throughout driving throughout the country and anywhere really. You know, one thing I can tell you, people always say, man, I don't need all-wheel drive on my car. You know, I don't want to spend the extra money on it. Well, I tell folks when I was a sales guy, you know, you live in Charleston, we get a ton of rain in the south. All-wheel drive is going to make it nice when it's raining, folks. I promise you that. You're on the interstate, you're on the roads, you don't have to hesitate when driving in the weather conditions, okay? So all-wheel drive will help you with that. And if you want to go up north and get in, you know, get into rain or the snow and things like that, the all-wheel drive will come into play. Now that is a power tailgate feature right there, as you can see, and basically you can hit a remote you can hit a button on the remote and it will pop that open, or you can just press the button where I did just now and it opens it as well. Now, like we talked about with my wife earlier, I always listen to my wife and take her opinion on things, and if you're married, I suggest you do the same. Now, what I can tell you, she mentioned to me, Chad, I'm not sure if the Honda Pilot has got enough space in the vehicle for traveling. Well, you know, I always like to try to figure out, does it or does it not? Now, I can tell you, when the third row seats are up, this is the amount of space you have from that seat to basically where it closes down at, which is about the size of this book bag right here, as you can see. So you got space from here to right there, about the size of your average book bag. So that's all you have on those sides with the third row seats up. Now, when you drop the third row seats down, just like that, look at all the room you have. So that's what I try to explain to her. I'm like, wife, you know, the third row seats can also be dropped down. So you got a ton more space to get luggage in and all of that. Now, that's plenty enough to me if you're going, you got 2 kids and you and your wife on the road. You got plenty of room back here to get in and get the job done and go traveling, right? Now, the only other thing she said was that, you know, at Christmas time, I like to go shopping with my mom and my sister, and, you know, she's got the baby, you know, we're gonna get the stroller in, and, you know, we may have a lot of people in the car, right? And she's like, you know, if we're all in the car, how are we gonna get a stroller in and all that kind of stuff and be able to have someone sit in that third row seat back here? Well, once again, like I explained to her, you do have the 40-60 back seat split right here. So one person can sit on this side, and then you can have the stroller and the bags and stuff all right over here. So you do got enough room for more people to sit in the car and have one person back in the third row seat and still go do some shopping, right? But again, something about her, she likes that Honda Odyssey minivan. I may not be able to change the thoughts on that. If you're out car shopping with your wife, looking at stuff, you know, and she's battling back and forth and you want the Pilot, she wants the Odyssey, just get what she wants. I'm telling you, it's gonna make life so much more easier later down the road. So let's hop in on the inside, take a look around real quickly. Again, if you got your smart key fob on you today while you're checking out your car, all you gotta do is walk up, as long as the key's in pocket or purse, hit that button, it unlocks the car. Now, some of the features Honda does, which is really nice, is right here on your door panel. You got one-touch auto settings on driver and passenger side. That means click it down one time, rolls your window down, click it up one more time, and it automatically does that. So it does that on both sides. And Honda does a phenomenal job at Cubbyhole Space. You got a spot here to throw change in, another spot down here, right there, and you got a little bit of room down here as well. So plenty of space and plenty of cubbyhole space. Seats look good, leather wrapped. I'm telling you right now, Honda seats are nice and soft and comfortable to sit in, so that's definitely a plus. You also have plenty of power options on the driver's seat and power lumbar support, and it's also power on the passenger side, so that's another nice feature. I'll move up in the front in just a minute and go over a couple quick features, but before we do, I want to take a look in the back. Now, this will come in handy when you have kids, folks. First of all, this is nice right here. You can pull that up and it drops this seat and moves it forward so kids can slide into the back third row, because on this particular model you don't have captain row seats. But if you go up to the Elite model on the Pilot, you can get bucket seats and captain rows in the rear. So that's nice that Honda added that option. But for traveling, going down to Disney World or going to the mountains, you do have a rear entertainment system right here. Very nice. Big screen, okay, it's huge in size, got to be 10-inch right there. It's high definition. Another thing I like about it is this remote here. You can pop it out just like that. So if the kids are arguing over the remotes and different things like that, you can take it from them if you want to. Or they can sit in the seat and kind of, you know, navigate through things and stuff like that. So that's really nice. Nice display. The fit and finish looks good, and it's not too big and bulky hanging out of the roof up there. Also, you'll notice rear air vents in the back and rear climate control, so you can change the temperature. And then you got, this is the first I've seen, HDMI port right there for an HDMI. All your outlets here, and you got a 115 volt, 150 watt outlet right there. So if you wanted to get an Xbox or PlayStation in here for gaming, you can do that. And another 2.5 USB over there. So tons of ports, places to put iPads and tablets, and just very nice in the back. And if I didn't mention, this is a great feature, especially when you have a baby. That's a great little feature right there. The windows are already tinted, but that'll even block out the sun even more. So Honda has really thought of it all. One thing I learned in my days of being a car salesman back in the day at the Acura store was that Hondas and Acuras are the brand that has the most standard features available, okay? Literally, you can buy the base model car at a great price and still get a ton of nice features. Let's hop in, we're getting ready to roll out, and I want to do this test on the main highway here shortly and see the power that the Pilot has with 280 horsepower out of a 3.5 V6. All right, let's go ahead and get out of here. We had a great time, and before we go, let's do our test on the main highway out here and see what the power's like. But I can tell you right now, the Honda Odyssey, what a great choice of vehicles if you have picked one. If you own an Odyssey and you're watching this video on YouTube right now or on Stokes Honda website, or even in the showroom, let us know some of your feedback. We'd love to talk with you on camera. If you live in the Charleston area, just send me a message. My name is Chad Dolbier, and you can look me up on Facebook. We've been getting a lot of people lately sending me messages, wanting to do videos about their Hondas and cars like that. And yeah, we're looking for your feedback, so don't hesitate to send me a message. But what I can tell you before we pull out, this car's got some great features. I mean, you got dual climate control, start-stop engine button there, heated seats, driver passenger side, and a beautiful display screen here that has Apple CarPlay and all the fun stuff you need to do to be able to import your phone in and stuff like that. So even has paddle shifters on the steering wheel, which is great for sportier driving, and all the little controls you need on your steering wheel for Bluetooth cell phone system and stuff like that, so you can really just kind of keep your eyes on the road instead of you know, flipping through and all that. You know, it takes a little time getting used to all the features in the car. And I can tell you, make sure your sales representative at the dealership goes over everything after you buy the car with you. Lots of times they will sit in the parking lot with you, literally right after leaving the finance office, and that's their job, is to go over all the features and controls and make sure you are you're understanding and knowledgeable in the vehicle before you hit the main highway and take it home. So let them spend the time to do that. You know, that's another thing. You need to make sure that you give them that. Now, all right, let's get out, because you know, cars are coming. I'm already at 14. I'm gonna hit it down hard. Let's see what we got. Okay, that was nice. I mean, I'm already up to 52 miles per hour. So I mean, yes, you can, you know, you can make your comments on not having enough power, but again, I just pulled out on a highway that is a 60-mile-an-hour speed limit with cars coming up behind me, and I got up and went quickly. So just don't be afraid to hit the gas and drive the car. I can tell you that, okay? Now I understand, you know, when you first get a car or you've never driven one like this before, you can be a little hesitant, and you know, it's not your vehicle possibly, so you don't want to hit it down too hard and things like that. But this car, don't underestimate Honda's power and performance. It definitely has it. Let's head back to the Honda store. We'll close out the video right now. So right now I'm sitting at a stoplight, if you can see the red light out there. Sitting at a stoplight, and the car, the engine's off. So the engine's off right now. You can see that on the tachometer or the rev limiter. Now if I take my foot just slightly off the brake, it just cranked back up. You can see the needle move. It's back up and running. So you just slightly take your foot off the brake and it will cut back on. If I sit here for a second, it's still running right now. So there's some kind of science to that feature where if you're driving, you know, you got to get over a certain mile per hour, and then when you get to the stoplight and stop, it does it. See? So let's see if there's that hesitation. No, don't feel any hesitation. It feels pretty good. Not bad. You know, if you could pick a vehicle for your family, and let me tell you, there's a lot of car brands to pick from, and it can be overwhelming while you're searching online. But what I can tell you, pick and take the time to look at this Honda Pilot. First of all, 3 things that I want to note out right now when picking a family vehicle. Technology. This vehicle's got the technology that you want, okay? Also, safety. Honda, by the IIHS, which is the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, has made this vehicle one of the top 5-star picks. Number 3 reason why I'd say pick the Honda Pilot, it's a great family vehicle and it's ergonomical. That's right, folks. Fuel economy is a big thing nowadays. You know, gas prices have been really great over the last few years. But let me tell you, if it ever goes south again with gas prices going up, you're picking the right vehicle with a Honda. The Honda Pilot, it's got size, it's got a little weight to it, it's strong, it's nimble, but at the same time, the fuel economy breaks the charts. I can promise you that right now.